Alright guys, today we're going to be discussing chapter 92 of JoJolion. And, well, just before we get on and continue onward, I want to go over a few things. One, this is going to be a new mini-series on the channel, for a few reasons. One, more uploads, and two, I just really want to discuss Part 8. I can't really talk about it too much on my Twitch channel, because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, and the majority of my viewers, and they pretty much only watch the anime, or at the very least are not caught up to Part 8. So here I can pretty much talk about it without, spoiling it for anybody, for the most part. But aside from that, let's just start. So obviously the cover page is really cool. Actually, I did enjoy it this time. I prefer the other three cover pages before, but I think it's a good change of pace. The last three, I believe, were a little bit more serious, but this one's a little bit more funnier and, I don't know, just simple. But aside from that, just going in this beforehand, I didn't know what expectations I had, but looking back in retrospect, Part 8 is just, it is getting really really amazing. Like the climax is either happening now or it's gonna happen very soon. And to be honest, this is kind of what I and probably many other readers have been waiting for within Part 8, because it's kind of been weird. JoJolion doesn't really have a general direction where it. I mean, I'm sure Araki has a mental roadmap where he wants to take the story, but on face value, beforehand, it doesn't really seem like there's a common direction. But chapter 92, this most recent chapter, really gets me excited for the future. But aside from that, the chapter does start up with the head doctor making a speech, and we do get to see a little bit more of his face. And he's made because he was supposed to make the speech at the hospital. We get a name drop. I think we already had that name drop before in prior chapters. Do not quote me on that. But we do get a name drop, a little bit more of his face, and he's going over this new form of the Rokako fruit. I think it's Lokaka. I mean, they spell it a little bit differently, but it's basically an improved version that pretty much, I believe, will not make any fatal equivalent exchanges, which I guess is good. But it's not going to be able to release yet. But then, in the middle of his speech, meanwhile, Josuke, from the last chapter, he got attacked by the head doctor's stand, for simply, I think, thinking, or at least having the intent to chase after him. And he's limping on the floor. He's all bloody. It's kind of weird. We don't really get to see a lot of. I mean, we do see JoJo characters getting pretty fatally injured, but. I don't know, I feel like, you know what I mean? I mean, dude, Johnny in Part 7 got shot in the head, and he was pretty okay. I mean, he made it out alive. I'm sure there's been a lot of other fatal injuries, but I guess, a few chapters beforehand, he also got, rain that was bullets on him. So he probably is already fatally injured within the hospital, and yes, he does wake up in a hospital. So yeah, he's limping and he collapses. He literally admits to himself that he does not think he can even catch up with the head doctor. But then we see someone calling out, Kira's last name. And it's Holly. There's a few things that are a little bit off about her. One, she's obviously mistaking Josuke as her son. I mean, technically he is, but, within normal sense, without the equivalent exchange occurring. And two, I mean, we haven't seen her in a while, and I believe, do not quote me on this, is the first time that these two characters have interacted talking. So that's really interesting to see go down. And three, she has these numbers and notes written all over her arm and body, pretty much all over the place. And this kind of reminded me of Part 6 Stone Ocean, when JoJolion had to write a lot of notes for actually the same reason, because her memory is insanely bad, similar, like I said, to Jolene, where she had to write notes to help her remember what is going on. For example, she has, a lot of the doctor's names. She has the Lokaka, the new Lokaka that is being made, and, Kira's my son, so-and-so, stuff like that, just to keep her in check every time she wakes up from a coma. And yeah, She even reminds herself that she's going to fall into a coma in about 120 seconds, which leaves us with little to no time. But she's like, look, we got to get you healed, all that jazz. So she takes him into, this room. I forget which room it's called, but college room. Do not quote me on that. But she takes him to the room and administers this medicine to him. I believe it's the Lokaka that the doctor was talking about. And it's not like in a food form. It's obviously in I'll show it on screen, but it's in, I guess, a liquid form that you have to drink. So throughout this, she's describing everything that's been going down and her perspective and how the head doctor has kind of gone within the hospital and starting to control things. And later on, Josuke obviously decides to drink this, but meanwhile, beforehand, he states that he's going to literally defeat the head doctor, probably kill him. So he definitely has quite the murderous intent. But even with that, the head doctor's stand does initiate, and while he's drinking the new Rokaka medicine, his mouth, it's kind of weird to describe, but his mouth gets sealed shut with presumably this stone sort of material, which obviously stops the medicine from completely entering his body through his mouth, and he just can't breathe. So as a result, Holly needs to administer the medicine herself because she doesn't have any intent of murdering or pursuing the head doctor. While she's administering the medicine to him, and before she goes into the coma, she says a few wise words to Josuke, saying not to pursue the head doctor. And I'm quoting, I'm reading this on my iPad, the head doctor's true form cannot be grasped. Yoshikage, you must absolutely not chase after him. His true form can't be grasped. I mean, we did get a face reveal in this chapter and a few chapters beforehand, so I don't necessarily understand what she means, but maybe it's not meant to be taken literally. Maybe there's an extension to his stand that we really don't know. Obviously, we're just going to have to find out. But either way, very, very interesting. And after that, she just knocks out and goes into her coma. Well, Josuke doesn't really take this lightly at all, but he has a really cool quote. I'll say it right now. My name is Yoshikage Josuke. I think I literally just butchered his name. I'm so sorry. And my memories from when I was born are gone from this world, and they will never come back. But even so, there's something I am certain of. I am your son. No matter where I go or what era I live in, that's something that I can believe in. And then, he just goes completely ape with his aura barrage and smashes the hospital wall. It's really cool stuff, actually. But, this quote's really cool because, he's finding his own character. And that was kind of the issue, I think, in this part, is, yes, they're playing off the fact that he has no memories, and he's kind of building his character along the way. That's cool and all, but at the same time, sometimes you can't relate to that character. But in this case, he's really discovering himself, and he's forming this identity, which is a very critical moment in this part. But yeah, then he oars the wall down, which is really cool. I love that. And he has a new motive to save Holly. And the last few words of this chapter, wherever the new Rokaka fruit is, I'm going to get my hands on this. So this is kind of an interesting way to end off the chapter. Open-ended, we don't know where Josuke is going to go now, but we do have some speculation and a few ideas. One, you have to think about this. Holly at one point said, don't pursue him, but if you're made to pursue him, then sure. Perhaps he's going to pursue the Rokaka fruit specifically, so that'd be kind of like a loophole within the head doctor's stand. Not chasing after the head doctor, the Rokaka, but, Josuke obviously thinks that the new Rokaka is under the head doctor's possession, which Jobin still has that. I don't know what's going to happen later in the chapter, but I don't know why I'm kind of calling like a 7-page Muda. I know that's kind of weird and a little bit random. Maybe not to that specifically, but, we've gotten hits. The few last covers were kind of like, Aura Barrage, which is really cool art. But I think that's kind of foreshadowing to something that's going to later happen. You know, Josuke's angry. He's got all this emotion building up in him, and he's got. I hope this is the case, that he's gonna let all this emotion out of him. Probably on either the head doctor or I think his name is Toru, basically the guy who's with Yasu now. Either way, it would be really cool to see that go down. Before I do end this video, I want to make a few predictions, specifically on the next chapter. I don't think that Josuke is going to be featured in the next chapter, however. I don't even think Yasu is going to be featured in the next chapter. Maybe that does have a higher likely chance, in my opinion, but I think Momozuku is probably going to be featured in the next chapter, because we really haven't gotten much word from him since he got arrested, and that was a few chapters ago, so we need to know what's going on with him. I mean, he's been thrown in prison at this point, presumably. He's probably getting interrogated, he's probably maybe been on bars already, whatever. I mean, to be honest, he's probably not going to have too hard of a time escaping, considering he could turn himself into that string-like material with Doggy Style, which is such a weird stand name. I don't know what Araki was thinking, but it works similarly to JoJolion stand, but I believe Momozuku can even completely turn his body into the string-like material, so he'll be able to just crawl, but like, you know, seep through the bars and easily escape from prison. So that's not too much of an issue, but we'll probably get a lot of interesting things through his perspective, and I think he's really starting to care about the group more. He was very concerned about Josuke's whereabouts when he was being taken away to the hospital, so he may also afterwards, you know, after easily escaping from prison, may be on his way to the hospital, maybe running into Yasu too, who knows. Either way, I think that's what's going to happen next chapter. I have no idea what's going to happen at the end of the part, obviously, but I don't think the head doctor is the villain. And I think a lot of people would probably safely agree with me on that. I think the head doctor is kind of facade. He's kind of like the mini-boss of the end, the climax, as you could say. I think Kato, I believe her name was, I think she's probably going to be the villain. We haven't really seen a lot about her, but the fact that we haven't even gotten her stand name, which, I mean, to be honest, probably could be named Queen, I guess that would kind of make sense, especially like the part 4, how it relates. I think she's probably going to be the villain and not the head doctor, but that's really the only safe predictions I could make for completely endgame of part 8. But yeah, I kind of enjoyed doing this video. A little bit sloppy. This was definitely off script. If you liked it, I'll give it a like, obviously, first of all. If you didn't like it, well, tell me in the comments why and all that jazz, because this is a very experimental new mini-series that I'm doing. So I really would like to get your guys' feedback and all that cool stuff. And also, if you did like the video, subscribe. And yeah, have a wonderful day. And I will probably be doing another one of these videos. I believe they come out each, because it's Ultra Jump, which comes out every month. So I believe the next time Chapter 93 will come out is around December 17th of 2019. So, and usually gets fan scan English translation about a day or two later, so probably a little bit before Christmas, so that'll be kind of interesting. Any other things going on with the channel? I'm working on a One Punch Man video, so don't worry. I'm working on like a mainline video for the channel too. I'm currently in the middle of recording the One Punch Man video. It's gonna be kind of interesting. I won't say much, you know, for spoiler's sake, but yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. 100% appreciate that, and I will see you guys in the next one.